Now, so what we'll do is we will quickly start with a quick round of an introduction. Fine. We have a big audience, so I would not be able to make you people speak. I would really love to speak with you personally, but in this session we will not be able to speak. So if you guys can quickly type it in the chat window. I just need to know a few things from you. One, are you a fresher or you have a work experience? In case you have work experience, which domain have you worked on? And the other thing that I would want to know is how do you or how did you get interest in Salesforce? How did you get to know about Salesforce? Why did you think of joining this webinar or this workshop, right? So that is the thing. So these things, in case you can just put it in the chat window, that will be fine, right? I'll just pick one or two of your responses and I'll talk on those points, and others I will keep for my reference, right? I wish I could talk to you, all of you individually, but that will be a little difficult. But you guys can just ping me in the chat window related to all your one, your work experience, if you are a fresher or you have work experience. Second thing is, in case you have any knowledge on Salesforce prior to this, and how did you come to know about Salesforce, right? All right. Okay, we have got a few really good things. So someone said that they are doing a self-study on it. Someone said that has experience, 4-5 years of experience. Okay, so there are people who have got into a job on Salesforce. There are experienced lot. There is there are people who are not experienced. So that's pretty fine. I mean, a very nice combination that we have in this webinar today. So fine, that's pretty nice. So we have all kinds of clients or audience here. There are people with no experience. There are people who are doing self-study to learn Salesforce. There are people who want to learn Salesforce and get into IT, and we have people with experience also. That's pretty nice. Okay, so that's good. Let us get started on the introduction part. So I got an introduction from you. So now let me just introduce myself very quickly. My name is Jeet, so by now you all know that I have been working into Salesforce for almost 7 years now, right? Now, till last year I was a part of company. I will not tell you which company, but I was a part of a company, and I was into leading projects there. Then I realized that there is a very good scope of Salesforce outside these big companies. So Salesforce has a very strong client base for smaller companies also. I was a part of a consulting company, a big consulting company, and I used to work for big clients and all. Now I realized that the smaller companies that we have in India, in US and UK, these clients are kind of short of vendors. Because they cannot afford to approach something like an IBM or an Accenture, right? So if you think of a manufacturing company in India, any city, take any city, this manufacturing company might not go to a big company like an Accenture or IBM and HP for their consulting thing, right? So but they are willing to implement Salesforce. Why they are willing to, we'll talk about that part. So I realized that there is a big scope outside that bigger company, and I stepped out of my regular routine nice job, and I decided to start my own consulting firm, right? So that is about me. So that's about my professional thing. Apart from that, apart from my technical work experience, I am very fond of doing networking. So talking to people, doing networking with them, and I'm pretty fond of music. So I am also into classical music, a bit of it. Don't ask me to sing something for you guys here. And so that is the thing. I actually look into things from an opportunity perspective. So the reason why I do these workshops and the training programs is pretty clear. One, I need to connect with more and more people so that can support my requirements of the clients and all. Sometimes I do have requirements from my clients where they ask me to deploy certain resources, and they ask me that do you know some good Salesforce developer, and they are the clients have requirement at every level. So that is one thing. So I feel that if I am into this workshop training kind of thing, I have enough resources who I can push to my clients, so that helps my clients. That is one. Sometimes I require resources for my own projects, so part-time, full-time, freelance basis. So these workshops actually help me stay connected to a lot of developers, and these are not only experienced developers. These can be people with 6 months, 1 year experience of development. So recently I have a client in Mumbai. This is a big communication telecom company, and they have requirement of close to 25 Salesforce developers, and they are looking at basically people who are kind of freshers but with good understanding of Salesforce. So 6 months to 1 year experience, and they are looking for this kind of people who have good understanding. They might not have that much of experience. They're ready to hire, right? So that sort of thing. So that is why I actually come into these things. Now I have a very simple approach. Fine. When I learned Salesforce, I see a question here. I would just request you one thing. Please do not put any question. We will have a question and answer session towards the end. So if you keep on asking questions now, I might not be able to answer, and you might get disappointed. Fine. So let's put all the questions towards the end. So I was just saying that I have a very simple approach. What I understand is I started learning Salesforce when Salesforce just started its operations, and it was very new, especially in India. So I'm talking about the year 2007. So Salesforce started in 1999, but they actually got into some shape in 2004. So 2007 is a time when it was pretty much new, right? Now, when I learned Salesforce, that was a time when everyone used to run after SAP. SAP was the boss of all, right? Now, for me, learning Salesforce was never a planned learning. The way we now plan, I see a lot of people, they plan. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of you might have heard of that Salesforce is doing very good in the market, and you should go for it, learn it, you will get into IT. I saw a few people saying that we want to get into a job into Salesforce and all that stuff. Yeah, so 2007, that was not the scenario. In 2007, people used to run after SAP. So SAP was the market leader, and Salesforce was pretty new, and people used to no one used to provide training, and no one used to take training. So for me, the learning was all by doing it. So somehow, unfortunately or fortunately, I came across a client who implemented Salesforce, and they wanted, my company's management decided that they will put me into that particular role, right? And no one else was ready to go. They thought that it's going to be a dark future in Salesforce and all those things, and they never wanted to go. And I was forced to go and take that up. And I, being a very nice guy, a team man, I said, okay, fine, I'll take it up. And now it is the scenario is pretty different. So SAP is not doing that good, and Salesforce is doing pretty good. So people who opted for SAP at that point of time might not be the happiest lot at this point of time. But no worries. I mean, we are not here to discuss that. My point was that I have learned it by doing things myself. So I started working on Salesforce the time when there were a lot of things which were not known to anyone. Only Salesforce guys knew it. I went, I kept on doing things, learned it, called their customer care, and that is how I have learned, right? So there was one factor that I realized which was very important. That was the interest that I developed. The moment I started working on Salesforce, I developed, a very high level of interest into it. I saw that this is a tool which is very easy to use and very comfortable to work, very convenient. I realized that, oh, this is something where you can do wonders in no time. And that, I'm talking about 2007. I mean 7 years back, when Salesforce also did not have too many features. Now it is fully loaded with features. So at that time also I felt that this tool is really good and you can do a lot of things with very minimum effort. So when I realized it, I'm pretty sure other companies, other professionals also realized it, and that is the reason why Salesforce has become so popular in these past few years, right? So that is the thing. Now, when people now think of learning Salesforce, there is one small challenge. People think that they will go to a training center, they will sit in a classroom, they will attend a few sessions, and they will become a developer or a consultant on Salesforce, and just by doing nothing. That is the wrong concept, right? So my philosophy is, or what I believe in is, you have to learn it. To learn it, you have to develop interest. To develop interest, you need to see the practical implementations of it, or you need to understand how easy or how comfortable it is to do a development on Salesforce, right? So this is your first step towards that. The objective of this webinar or workshop is basically to develop interest in you and to show you how easy it is to learn Salesforce and to become a master in it. But in case we feel that no, we just want to attend some session and become a master, that will be a little difficult. I do not know if that works for someone, but that is practically not possible, right? To learn a technology, to get a job into that technology, you will have to learn the practical aspects of it, and practical aspect is something which no one can teach you. That is something which should come from your side, right? So that is the thing. We will start with that motive, that let us see how simple Salesforce is, how simply it works, how easy it is to work on this. I am hoping that you all are paying full attention to this. So that is what I would require. When you are putting your time here, please pay full attention. And end of this session, I assure you that you will be very satisfied. You will not regret if you missed on a movie. If you did not go for a Salman Khan's kick, you will get a better kick here. So don't worry about that. All right. So let us get started. So we'll talk about a few basics, and then I will ask you to do hands-on. So there is a lot of hands-on that we're going to do. Okay. And you might need to toggle between screens. When I ask you to do your hands-on, you might be required to toggle between screens, this screen and that screen, and you'll have to keep in pace with me, right? So hopefully that's fine with everyone. Now let's get started on this. Okay, so first of all, let us talk a little about CRM. I'll not talk too much on the CRM thing, but I'll just give you a little brief of this. What is the CRM thing? We keep on hearing about CRM here and there, right? Nowadays CRM is pretty common thing. Everywhere, every company, smallest of the business, everyone has a CRM. What is CRM? Customer relationship management, right? So this customer relationship management is basically a tool which allows you to maintain good relationship with customers, right? Now what exactly this tool does, or what this application does, it simply is a system for managing companies' interaction with current and future customers. That is it. So this is a system which manages all the data, all your interactions with your customer. If you are a company, and you might have heard of CRM, right? This CRM, that CRM, Siebel CRM, SAP CRM, Salesforce CRM, Microsoft CRM. So many CRMs. What exactly is this CRM? CRM is just a system through which the company manages its interaction with current and future clients. Future customers means people who have not yet got converted into customers. So maintaining interactions with them. What did they say? When are they planning to buy your product? What kind of product they need? What is the challenge that they have before they can proceed with buying the product and all? So those things, right? So for us, it involves using technology to organize, automate, and synchronize these processes. So CRM also involves technology aid to organize, automate, and synchronize the sales, marketing, customer service, and technical support processes, right? So in CRM, we use technology to boost our sales, marketing, customer service processes, right? So that is CRM. You don't need to understand anything more than this at this point of time. Fine. Now, let's talk a little about cloud computing. I will again make cloud computing also very simple. I am pretty sure a few of you might be aware of what cloud computing is, and a few of you might have that big doubt. What is cloud computing? I've just heard of it. I do not know what it is. A few of you must be just wondering what exactly cloud computing. Nowadays, in last 3-4 years, we have started hearing cloud computing everywhere, right? So everyone is talking about cloud computing. Now, what exactly is this cloud computing? So let us talk about it. So this is just a collection of computing concepts. So some people feel that cloud computing is a software. Some of them feel that it's a hardware. Some people think that it is something special. Nothing. It's just concept. So cloud computing is the name given to this collection of concepts, computing concepts, right? That rely on sharing computing resources rather than having local servers. Okay, so these computing concepts rely on sharing computing resources rather than having local servers, right? So this concept talks about sharing the resources on the cloud or on through internet instead of having your local servers, okay, or instead of having your personal devices to handle applications, right? So in cloud computing, instead of having your own local devices or local servers, you can share resources which are available through internet. Instead of having your own hard disk, use a hard disk which is available or accessed through internet, right? So if it is available through internet, then there must be a service provider for that, and you are sharing that resource with other service receivers also, right? For a very simple example, I will say Facebook. Okay, take a simple example of Facebook. Now when we talk about Facebook, on Facebook we put a lot of data there, right? We put our status updates, photographs, videos and whatnot, all those things, right? Now that data requires some storage space to be saved. Now where is that storage? When you update a status on Facebook, does that get stored in your local system? When you update a status on Facebook, does that consume any space on your local hard disk or on your pen drive or anywhere? No. That is all stored on the server of facebook.com, right? So that is the kind of a model cloud computing works on. We are utilizing the space, but that space is not on our local server. So other example can be Google Drive. We use Google Drive to put some documents and all those things. We utilize that space. But that is not on our local system, right? That is accessible through internet, right? So there are 3 different models of service models of cloud computing: software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service, right? So when we are talking about shared resources, not having our own resources, and we are talking about the shared resource, in that shared resource, the next question that you might have is, what resource are we planning, talking about? What are we sharing? So you can share any of these resources. You can have a shared software, you can have a shared platform, or you can have a shared infrastructure, right? So in case you are sharing the software, that is called software as a service. That model is called software as a service. In case you are sharing the platform, that model is called platform as a service. And in case you are sharing infrastructure through the cloud, that is called infrastructure as a service. Got that thing? Clear on that part? So this is pretty simple concept. Let's say again I go back to the Facebook. To use Facebook, you need this Facebook software as well, right? You cannot say that I will use Facebook without any software. So there is a front end interface or software or application, whatever we require, right? That is there in place. Is that software installed in my local operating system? No. Did you ever install Facebook on your local operating system? No. Did you ever install Gmail into your local operating system? No. Right? So that is the software as a service model of it. When you put the data into their server, when you upload some data, or when you are putting a file on the Google Drive, that is where you are using the infrastructure of Google or Facebook. So that is the infrastructure as a service. Similarly, you can use certain platforms. What is a platform? Platform is for you to understand platform in the simplest way. Understand it as a as an environment where you can develop your own applications. Okay. So these three models: one, you can have softwares on the cloud; second, you can have platforms on the cloud; third, you can have the infrastructure on the cloud. Fine. Now once we have understood about the CRM and cloud computing, now let us understand what is Salesforce. A brief introduction to Salesforce. So for people who are already aware, just listen to it, and people who do not know, they should pay more attention. So a cloud, what is Salesforce? It's a global web-based software and cloud computing company. It's a software and cloud computing company best known for its customer relationship management product. So Salesforce is most popular or best known for its customer relationship product. Okay. It was founded by former executive of Oracle, Mark Benioff. So Mark Benioff is a guy who was a part of Oracle. So he is one of those guys who started Oracle, but then he decided to come out, and then he started then he decided to start his own company, Salesforce, right? So this Mark Benioff is again a pretty innovative kind of a person, and we know by now that Salesforce is how successful, right? So it was started in 1999, but by that time they came into some sort of existence, it was almost 2004, right? I'm pretty sure a few of you might have thought that Salesforce has come recently, like last 2, 3, 4 years. I'm pretty sure. Some of us feel that, but no, it has been pretty much there since 2004. So 9-10 years it has been into the market. All right. Last 4-5 years it has seen the peak. So now last 4-5 years Salesforce is at the peak. So there is no other CRM which can beat it, and every year it is getting increased number of clients and all those things, getting more and more market share. So that is how it is. Okay, so that is about when it was founded, and and specializes in software as a service. So this is the platform. Salesforce again specializes in software as a service part, right? So when I said it's a software company, so this company does not create software that you can install. It does not provide you a software that you have to install. It provides software as a service, right? So how does a software as a service work? It works pretty simple. You don't need to install it. You just have a login ID password. You need to have an internet connection, and you can log in and put your password and just log in into it, right? To help users handle all their business needs, like managing marketing campaigns, analyzing performance, everything on the cloud, right? So the software as a service part actually helps you manage all your business requirements, especially the sales and marketing side of it. Again, Salesforce nowadays provides solutions for other teams also, but it is most popularly known for sales and marketing, or the CRM side, customer relationship management. Nowadays, Salesforce also has applications which can help you manage your employees. It can help you manage your supply chain management. It can help you manage your vendors. Those things can also be taken care of by Salesforce now. But still, till date, it is most popular for its customer relationship management, right? Okay, so that is about it. That's about the basics. So I just wanted to keep the basics very short. But I understand that you need to understand a few basics before you can actually get into the actual stuff. So now let's not waste any more time and time to get our hands dirty. So I just want everyone to open a internet browser. Okay, that can be your Google Chrome or Internet Explorer or Firefox, whatever you use. All right. So everyone should be on the browser, and parallelly, I think you will need to toggle between screens. So this is where you need to be, a super fast person. You'll have to look into my screen as well and follow the steps, as well as you'll have to do it on your own, right? There might be a few people who feel that they would not, do it on your own, and they will just listen, but listening might not give you the actual feel, right? So it's more like learning swimming, standing outside the pool. So don't do that. Rather, manage both the things. Okay. So first thing that I'm going to do is we are going to set up the Salesforce org for you. So I'll help you set up your own Salesforce org. So that is the first thing that we'll do. Okay. So Salesforce provides different editions. Like any other product, there are different editions, or there are different versions of it. So Salesforce also has different editions, and every edition has different features, right? So it has editions like enterprise, professional, personal, unlimited, performance. So these are names of the editions that are there in Salesforce. We'll not talk about any one of those because those are all paid editions. We'll talk about this free edition, which is called developer edition. So developer edition is what we are going to create, right? Now, I'll help you set up your developer edition. So if you see it here, developer edition environment is where you develop Force.com applications for free. So this is the environment where you can develop your Salesforce applications for free. No money for that. Okay. This developer edition comes with a number of applications pre-installed. Okay. So once you create your own developer edition, you will get a few pre-installed applications into that, including the CRM application, Sales Cloud, Call Center Marketing. These applications will be there, and it will also allow you to build your own applications, right? So that is what we are going to do. We will create our developer edition and we will create our own application there. Okay. Okay. So now let me also explain you what do you get with your developer edition. When you sign in for developer edition, what do you get? When you create a developer edition, you get 5 MB of data storage space along with that edition. So you will have the scope of storing 5 MB of data for practice, right? So when you create a developer edition, you need to put some sample data to test whether your organization is working fine or the application that you're designing is working properly or not, right? So Salesforce provides 5 MB of data storage for that. 20 MB of file storage is also provided in that developer edition, where you can store your attachments, documents, PDFs, Word documents, Microsoft Excel spreadsheets, whatever. And you will have 2 Salesforce CRM licenses in your developer edition. So this is what you are going to get when you create this login. This is what you will get free of cost. Okay. Now coming to the most wonderful part of it. When does your developer edition expire? Now the next question that you will have is, if it is free, then when will it expire? Is it a 30-day trial, 15-day trial, 2 months trial? Now this is the best part. Developer edition organizations continue to be available as long as these organizations have some type of activity within the previous 6 months. Okay. Till the time you do not, keep it completely untouched for 6 months, it will not expire. So if you are doing some activity in every 6 months, your developer edition will be there. That is the best part, right? So if you have your developer edition and you keep on doing some or the other activity on that, it will stay, it will be active, it will be live, right? So that is the best part. I mean, you don't have to buy licenses and you don't have to work on a trial version. Let's say, your learning process usually takes 2 to 3 months time. You do not learn actual things in 30 days or 15 days. So if your trial expires, again, whatever you have created, whatever applications you developed, everything is gone with that, right? The best part of a developer edition is it does not expire, right? So you can continue to learn for 2-3 months, build on the scenarios and make complex things, learn it a little more. So that thing can be done, right? So we'll get into creating the developer edition. Please go to your browser and then go to this link. Okay. Developer.salesforce.com/signup. So this is the link which all of you will need to open. Let me copy and put it in the chat window so that you guys can pick it from there as well. So please open this. Once you have opened this link, for people who are struggling to type it, please pick it from the chat window. I think I've put it in the chat window there. Everyone should have this. Okay, once you type it, open it, then fill in the fields about you and your company. So just put your name, and the company name can be anything. You just put ABCD Limited, whatever you want. In the email address field, put your personal email address and don't put your company email address or anything. Fine. Put your Gmail account or something. Okay. And make sure that email is open right now on the other tab. Type a unique username. So this username has to be in the form of an email address, and you can put your email address there. Okay. If you have not created an account with Salesforce with that email ID, then you can use the same email address as the username. In case you have used that email ID to create Salesforce account prior to this, just put 1 at the end of your email ID. Let's say if your email ID is abc@gmail.com, put abc1@gmail.com. So just change some part of it and put it as a username, right? So email address field needs to be updated with the actual email address that you have, whereas in the username you can put any username, but it has to be in the form of an email ID and it has to be unique, right? It does not have to be a valid email ID. So you can make small change there and put it. Fine. Once everything is done, please click on the master subscription agreement, agree to that and click on submit registration. That's it. Once you're done with this part, in a moment you will receive an email with a login link. Okay. Then you can click on the link and change your password. Alright. So this is what you all have to do. Quick. So we have 2 minutes for this, so quickly get this done. So Prachi, what is the error that you are getting? So do you already have a developer account, Prachi? For people who are getting error, do you already have an account? No? Okay. No account. Still you're getting that error. That's strange. Yeah, try doing it with other name and try doing it on the other browser. So people who are done, please let me know. So once you have created, submitted it for registration, go back to your email ID, check the link, click on the link and set your password. That is it. So once you are done with that, please drop me a message on the chat window that you're done. All right, fine. Okay. So I think most of you have got this done. So developer edition is ready. Now let us get into the next step. We will straight away go into creating an application for the Salesforce thing. Just give me 1 minute. Let me just log into an account. Okay. Right. There seems to be some error. There are this error where they say that this servers are temporarily unable to respond to your request. So server might be down for some time. No worries. Let's give it a couple of minutes. That's pretty unfortunate, having the server down at this point of time. Yeah, people are getting this unknown error. Yeah, so in case you are receiving this unknown error, that might be because of the servers are down. That is strange and that is sad as well. Usually that is something which does not happen. Yep. Okay, Karishma says that it is working now. So can you guys try now? No, not working still for me. Doesn't seem to be working now, still not working. Alright, so after you set up your login, this is some how your Salesforce will look. Okay. Anyone who is trying to type something right now, I might not be looking into your chat. So please hold on till I again finish this part and come back to your chat thing. Alright. So this is how your screen should look. Okay. And we will understand this later. I mean, in today's webinar, we are not going to understand these pre-installed apps. So whatever you see here, these are the pre-installed apps. You remember I talked about there are certain pre-installed apps, these sales and all these things. This is the drop down where your apps are. Okay. And this is your drop down for all the apps which are there by default. All your pre-installed apps are listed here. We will learn how to create an application. So in today's session, we are going to create our own application. So that is what we will talk about. So let us make a project management application. Okay. So we will create a small application which will help you manage your projects. So we are talking about a project management company. We are talking about a consulting company which has a few projects and they want to manage their projects. So they have clients, projects, and they have consultants. So we'll take a simple example, design an app which will help the company track the clients and the projects and the consultants who work in the company. Okay. So we'll just get started on that part. You all can see my screen. So this is how your screen will look. Once you're logging into Salesforce, this is how your screen is going to look. Okay. This is the drop down where you see all the pre-installed apps, and we are going to create one more app which is for managing projects, which will come under this, right? So for creating the app, you need to go to setup, under setup we have to go to create. So this is the setup menu in the left hand side. Once you click on the setup button and the left hand side, you see the complete setup menu. So you just need to go to the create, and then from create you need to click on apps. So first thing we'll do is I'll create an app. Okay. So the moment you say create apps, you come to this screen. You have an option of creating a new app here. So you have a list of all the apps which are already there, and you also have an option of clicking on new and creating a new app, right? Click on new, then go and select custom app and then go to next. Alright. Once you are on the step 2 of this, you should just put a label and name to the app. So my app will be called Project Manager. Let's say I want to name it Project Manager. Put a label and a name, fine, and then just go to next. On the step 3, you can simply go to next. You don't have to do anything there. That's about uploading a logo for your app, which is not required. Okay. Step 4, you can skip this one as well. You don't have to do anything. Just click on next. Step 5, you just need to click on visible here. You see the visible option. Click on visible. Scroll down and go to save. That is it. So your app is ready. Go to setup, create app, click on new to create the app, put a label and a name. After that, next, make visible, go to the next, save it. That's it. Your app is done. So we have already created the app. You see my project manager app appears here on the menu, on the sales menu. I've already got my project manager app. Alright. Now once I go to this project manager app, this is a blank app because I have not yet put anything inside that. So see, it's blank, there is nothing inside this app, right? Now I need to put the tables where I can enter the data into this project manager app, right? So I would need tables like the projects table where you can track the projects. I will need a table to track the clients where I can track all my clients, and I will also need a table where I can track all the consultants that I have, right? So we will go ahead and create those things. So the app is ready for us. The other stuff that we'll have to do is we'll have to go and create the tables for data. Okay, at this point of time, there in this app you don't see anything. So for creating table, first of all, we'll go with the client table, go to setup, again the same navigation, setup, create objects. So this time I will not create app I have already created. This time I will create an object. So object is similar to a table. In Salesforce terminology, object refers to a table. So just click on objects, click on new custom object, give it a label and a name, give it a plural label also. So say client, clients, name can be client only. Rest everything can be same, you don't have to make any changes anywhere. Click on save. That's it. Just put a label and name, save it. Okay. So that creates a client object or a client table for you. Now, when you create a table, by default, it has a column for storing the name. Okay. By default, every table that you create in Salesforce, that by default has a column to store the name of that record. So client name is already there. This is the screen where you would see the object details. This client name thing is already here. What is the next thing that we have to do? We have to create more fields for the client. Let's say you want to create a field for storing the city, which city the client is based out of. Click on new. Custom field options you see. Under this custom field, you just click on new. Field is like a column. So if you want to create more fields in this table, just click on new. And create a city field if you want to track that information also. City, what type of data will go into the city field? I will track text. So you have the option of selecting what data type you will put in that field. You want to put currency or number or email ID or percentage, phone, whatever. Okay. Once you're done with that part, just give it a name, city. That's the name of the field. What is the maximum limit or length of the city that you want to allow? 50 characters, not more than that. Leave everything as it is, go to next. Click on visible. Wherever you see this option, visible thing, just click on visible for the time being. Later on we'll talk about, once we start our training program, we'll talk about, why it is visible, where visible and all that stuff. For now, we will just click on visible. That's it. Click on next. And click on save. So I have created one field called city on the client. You want to create one more field, just go to that custom field option, create one more, call it country. This can also be text. Go to next. Put a country field here. Length for the country, again I want to make it 60. So maximum length allowed for the country field will be 60. Go to next. Click on visible. Next. So that is it. Save. So now I've created an object or a table for clients. So this table will be required for storing client information. Now you can enhance this. I mean, after this session is over, you can create more fields into this. You can track the industry of the client, which industry the client is into. You can put the street address of the client. You can put the phone number of the client, fax number of the client, and you can put whatever fields you want to track, right? So I'm just taking 2 fields for now. So my object is ready. So I've created an object where I can track all the client's information, right? Once you've created an object, you will also need to create a tab for that object. Okay. So creating a tab will bring your object a button to connect to your object, and that button will appear here at the top, right? And that tab will allow you to enter the data or edit the data into that object. So for creating a tab, you just don't have to do anything. Go to setup create. So just remember the setup create thing. Today whatever we are doing it from setup create option. That's it. So firstly we created app. Now we created object. Now I want to create a button for the object to access that object. So that will be a tab. Click on tab, custom object tab. So I want to create a tab for the custom object that I just created. Go to new. Select the custom object client. You created the custom object client, select that one, and then pick a style for that. So you can pick any style. So this is just an icon and a color combination, so you can pick whatever you want and then go to next. That's it. Don't do anything on the step 2 while creating the tab. Leave it as it is. Go to next. Don't do anything on the step 3 also. Leave it as it is. Click on save. Done. So your client's tab is created. Correct? So now this is the tab which you see on my screen. It was not here earlier. There was just a home tab. Now there is a client tab. So this client tab will allow you to access the client object that you created. So to enter the data or to see or to edit the data, you can use this. Now let's say your client is American Express. And it is in Bangalore and this is in India, right? So you can save the information. This way, if you have one more client, go to the clients tab. You have one more client, click on new. Bank of America. Let's say this is in New Delhi. The country is India. So we have already created one portion of our application where we are able to track the client's information, right? We'll go and create one more object where you can track the project information. So just go to setup, create. So same thing, setup create object. So now this time you should be able to do it fast. Setup create object, new custom object. So people who missed on certain step last time can follow this time, and people who were able to do it for last time properly can do it quickly this time. Just put a label and name, don't do anything else there. Click on save. Project object is created. What information you want to track for your projects? So I want to track the project start date. So start date will be what? That will be a date field. So you have an option of picking a date field here. When you click on new custom field, you have to pick date. Go to next. And give it a date field, let's say start date. Give it a name, start date, click on next. So the field type should be a date, give it a name, start date, make it visible as I told you earlier. Go to next, save it. So the start date of the project is done. I want one more field here for my project. which I would call as priority of the project. So priority, I want that to be a drop down or a pick list where I want to give two options, low, medium, high. Okay, so that drop down, for creating drop down, the field type should be pick list. In this case, you should select a pick list and then go to next. Give it a field level, priority, low, medium. So all the options you have to list down here: low, medium, and high. That's it. Go to next. Make it visible and then go to next. Save it. So now your project is also created. You have successfully created an object to store project. Again, if you want to store more fields in project, you can again do that. You have more options, right? End date of the project, expected end date, actual end date, whatever you want, right? Project description, details. So those things all can be created, right? There is one more field that I will create, that is the client. So I'll create a field on the project to relate it to the client. Okay, so just go to the new. This time, because you want to create a relationship between project and client, the field type should be lookup. So lookup field relationship you will select. Go to next. Relate to, you have a big list, out of that you have to select client. So you want to relate the project to the client. So say related to client on the step 2. Go to next. Give it a field name. That's it. Nothing. Just the field type you have to select as lookup, and the related to should be client. So you are creating this field on the project and it should be related to client. That is what we want to do. That's it. Nothing else. Make it visible. Rest everything is same. So I'll just make it visible quickly. Go into the next thing. Next. Save it. Done. So now your project object is also ready. Okay, now your project object, once it is ready, what do we need to do here? We do not have any tab for project to access the project object. So we just simply need to go to our create tabs, and we'll create a tab for this object as well. So just go to create tabs, new, and here we go, project, tab for project object. Select any icon, go to next. Click on next. Next. Save. So we have got our project tab also here. Okay. Now you have the option of entering project details here. Let's say you have got a project from American Express. Name of the project is an SAP implementation. Start date of the project is 20th of August. Priority is medium. And from which client you have got it? You have got it from American Express. So this lookup field that I told you, this allows you to go and relate it to one of the existing clients. That's it. American Express. The client is American Express, right? Got the data here. Save it. There is one more project that you have received from Bank of America. Email automation. Let's say this is the project name. It starts from 28th of August. It's a low priority thing. And the client for this is Bank of America. So you just go and put the data here, save it. Got it? So we have already created an app which can help you store your clients and project details, right? There's one more object that we'll create under this, that is the consultant. So let's go and click on setup. Now this time I think you don't even need to follow my instructions, you can straight away go and do it, but I'll still do it for you all. So just go to setup, create object, new custom object. Label is consultant, right? I want to create a project object for consultant. So just don't do anything, click on save. In the consultant, let's say you want to add one more field called email ID of the consultant. So the field type should be email. So while you're creating the field, just go through this thoroughly, see what all field types are available here. That's a good habit. So email field is already available. If email field was not there, then we could have taken text, but email field option is available. So we don't have to do anything, we just have to give a label and a name for the email field. Next, make it visible, click on next. Save. Right. Now you have the option of relating consultant to the project. Which consultant is working on which project? You can always relate that. So for that, again the same thing, create a relationship field. In the field, click on new and make it a lookup relationship field. Go to next. This needs to be related to the project object. You will see the project object here. So there is this big list which comes up in the related to. You don't need to be worried about that. You can just simply select the project object and go to next, and that's it. Make it visible, click on next, next, and then you save it. Right? So I've created the third object, I have related it to the project. The only thing that I need is now this consultant object also need to be accessed through a tab, right? So you just have to go and create a tab there. That is how simple it is. So just go to create tabs. New tab. Whatever tab style you want to pick, go to next, same steps, that's it. So this is my small application with these three tabs or these three objects. So now in the consultant name, if I want to enter a name, and Mr. Amitabh Bachchan is a consultant here and he works for SAP implementation. He's working on this project, so that's fine. You can track that information, right? Similarly, in the consultant object, you could have created many more fields: phone number, fax number, address of the consultant, anything else, first name, last name, alias name. So whatever you want to store, you can. Fine. So that's the basic application that we have created. Fine. I will just ask you guys to take a couple of minutes and do the final touches of the application. Fine. Take a few minutes, do the final touch on the application that you were creating. Fine. After this, you should be able to extend this app, right? Extend this app means if you feel of creating more objects. Apart from consultant, you want to have assignments, you want to have something else. Put that. Fine, you can do that. And you can also create more fields into each of these objects. So that is how you can extend this. So that is completely something which depends on you how you want to actually do it. Now you have created a desktop version of this app, right? Now I'll show you how quickly you can become a mobile developer, right? Now to convert this app into a mobile app, you just don't have to do anything. Okay, you only have to go to setup. Fine. Let's say you have got a requirement from your company, and they said that what we want this app to work on the mobile. Absolutely fine. Just go to setup. Create this app here. Go to setup. Make then go to under the setup menu, go to mobile administration. You will see this option called Salesforce 1. Under Salesforce 1, go to settings and make sure this is enabled. Mobile browser app settings. This needs to be enabled. If this is enabled, that's it. That is all you need, right? That is all you need. Now anyone who has a Salesforce 1 mobile app, okay, so this thing you have done. Now your users need to have the Salesforce 1 mobile app, which is available on the Google Play, or it is available on the App Store as well. So for this Salesforce 1 is a mobile app which is available for all Android and iOS phones. You just have to go and download or install it, whatever it is, right? And once that Salesforce 1 is installed on your mobile, you can go to the Salesforce 1, put your login ID, password, and this app will also be available under the Salesforce 1, right? So it's so easy. This is so simple, right? So for making it a mobile app, you just have to follow the following steps. So one, go to setup. In case your company wants to use this app through mobile, you just need to go to setup and under mobile administration, go to Salesforce 1 settings, enable it. Okay, if you disable it, then this app will not be available on the mobile version. Enable this, make sure this is enabled and save it. Now ask your users to download or install Salesforce 1, put their login ID and password there and access this app from anywhere, wherever they want to go, from wherever they want. Got that? So now we have successfully created our app. We have also made our app workable on the mobile. Okay, now it works on mobile also. So the way it is functioning here, exactly the same way it will function on the mobile also. Fine. So you don't have to be a mobile developer to develop Salesforce apps for mobile. So that is again the beauty of Salesforce. So we are done with this part. Now, hope you enjoyed developing the app. Now, what is the next level of thing? What next? What would you do now? So, first thing that I suggested you is try and extend this app. That should be the first thing that you should do next. Okay. After this webinar, when you go back, I have just shown you the initial path. Now that is the initial interest level that needs to be there, and you realize that this is so simple. Now all the questions that you might have had before coming to this session, those might have got resolved by now, related to why Salesforce is doing so good in the market, why is it so popular and all that stuff. It is so popular because the development, I showed you how simple it is to develop things, right? How simple it is to manage things, how simple it is to set up things, right? How long did it take for you to set it up for you? Hardly 2 minutes. That was, because of the server was down, we were facing that trouble, but otherwise it is so simple, right? So for a company to deploy Salesforce.com, you see how easy it is. Why not a client would be interested in this, right? So that is the thing. To develop now this is a simple development that we have done. Even if you want a complex development, if you want to develop something which automates the processes and which customizes everything for your organization, that will also be simple as compared to other development platforms, something like a .NET or a Java platform. This is very easy to develop. For you, the biggest advantage, forget about the company and the client, for you the biggest advantage is that you start learning from a level where you get to do practical things. Now if you learn to develop application on Java, at least 30 days you will just keep on learning the basics of Java, what is variable, what is constant, this, that, all that stuff, and that will take 1.5 months. By the time you start creating something, you will be so fed up with all those basics and the theory part and all those things, you will say I don't want to learn, right? But Salesforce's biggest advantage for you is that it is very interesting right from the beginning, right? All right, so next step, go ahead and try to develop better apps. Now there are a few other things. What is next that we do here? I'll talk about a few other things. You are pretty fine with the apps concept in Salesforce by now, how to develop and all those things. Now you have understood the basics of it, so that part is fine. Now the next step you take, you try to learn a little more. You become a developer also, or you become a consultant, or you acquire a little more knowledge. What do you do next? So let us understand the different roles in Salesforce. For people who are spending time on attending this workshop, I'm pretty sure that they are somewhere down the line they are looking into moving into Salesforce or starting their career into Salesforce, right? So let us quickly understand what are the different roles that we have in Salesforce. First role is of an administrator. Okay, so if you want to become a Salesforce professional, what all roles are available to you? First role is of the Salesforce administrator. Okay, what does an administrator do? Administrator is a person who possesses broad knowledge of Salesforce applications. So Salesforce inbuilt applications. Administrator is a person who works on the inbuilt applications that are provided by Salesforce, right? Or the applications which are developed by the developer. So the Salesforce administrator needs to understand those applications well, how they function and all. He should be able to configure and manage Sales and Service Cloud applications. Sales and Service Cloud are the default application provided by Salesforce. So he should be able to configure and manage those. And he should also be able to suggest ways for company to get even more from additional features. So this guy should understand the features available in Salesforce and should be able to suggest how the company can utilize those features in a better way. So that is the primary role of an administrator. So this is a person who understands the application, he understands the applications created by developers as well as the applications provided by Salesforce.com, and he understands the features and he is able to suggest the right practices to enhance the functionalities through that application. That is the developer, that is the administrator. Then the next role is of a developer. What does a developer do? This guy should possess broad knowledge of custom application development. So this guy should have broad knowledge of custom application development. What we did just now, that was also a custom application development, but we just did a small part of it. Now there is a lot which we can do there. We can customize, we can put our programming logics, we can put non-programming logics without putting any line of code. We can automate things, we can put formulas, validate the data. There are hundreds of things, send automatic emails, receive the emails, put the data. A lot of things can be done, right? So this developer is expected to have broad knowledge of custom application development. He should also be able to perform extreme customization of CRM application. So not just designing the new application, this developer should also be able to customize the existing CRM applications which are given by Salesforce. Okay. He should be able to use the right mix of declarative and coding capabilities. Now this is important and this is interesting as well. So Salesforce provides you development in both the ways. You have the declarative method as well as the programming approach. So you can do point and clicks to develop. Right now the application that we developed, we did not use a single line of code there, right? This is the declarative approach of development. There is the coding capability. There are coding capabilities which are also available in Salesforce. So developer also needs to know what would be the right mix of declarative. So wherever declarative approach is required, he should be able to use that, and wherever coding is required, he should be able to use that also, right? And you should create completely custom apps for your company or client. So you should be able to create the custom apps. So that is again the same thing. Now there is the third role of an implementation expert. Now who is an implementation expert? This role is more like a business analyst. Okay. This guy needs to have deep industry expertise. He needs to understand the industry well. Specialized sales or service cloud product knowledge. So he should have a thorough knowledge of the applications which are provided by Salesforce. He should be able to design the right CRM solution for your company or clients. Okay, so this guy should be able to design the solution, right? For example, we just created this project management application, right? So in that project management application, what all objects will be required, which all fields will be required, who will decide on those? Developer will develop things, right? But primarily implementation expert is the person who is responsible for coming up with the solution design, right? He should successfully manage the implementation project to deliver impactful results, and this guy is also responsible for managing the implementation projects, and he is also responsible for building basic and custom Salesforce apps. So some basic apps he should be able to create. So he does not need to be as good in creating apps as a developer, but basic knowledge of creating apps is required for implementation expert also. So this is a person who basically is the front end for the company. He goes to the client, he talks to the client, he gathers the requirement, more like a business analyst. Okay, then there is the Salesforce technical expert. Okay, so what does this technical expert do? Salesforce technical expert is someone who is not a complete Salesforce professional. So this technical expert basically should possess broad knowledge across multiple development platforms. So he should understand different development platforms, not just Salesforce. Assess the architectural environment and business requirement to design. So he should be able to understand the architectural requirements. He should be able to secure high performing technical solutions on Force.com platform. Okay, so from the security point of view, he needs to assess what would be a high performing technical solution, communicate technical solution to business stakeholders, and provide a delivery framework, right? So technical architect is pretty high level. So people who are just getting into Salesforce should not be bothered about that. This is a pretty high level of thing which requires you to have knowledge of other development frameworks also, right? Not just Salesforce. So in case you want to integrate your Salesforce with something else, so you should be able to understand the other side of it also. In case we are planning to integrate SAP and Salesforce, or we are planning to integrate Salesforce with .NET application. In that case, you need to understand the .NET framework as well. So technical architect or technical expert is basically that person, right? Now, since we have talked about all these roles, are there any certifications which are available from the Salesforce.com? To get certified on these roles? Yes, there are a few certifications. Let's understand those certifications as well. So first is the administrator role, and for administrator there are two certifications, ADM 201 and ADM 211. Okay. So for 201 you need to have the following concepts: manage users, data security, maintain customized sales cloud, build reports, dashboards and workflow. This 201 certification is basically the basic admin certification. Okay, and for doing this certification you need to have these concepts. 211 is the advanced admin certification, and for that you need to have this knowledge. You should be able to leverage the advanced administration capabilities of Salesforce. You should be able to optimize the extend Sales Cloud, Service Cloud. You should be able to extend those applications. You should be able to design advanced reports, dashboards and all those things. So that part is what is required. Okay, for advanced admin certification. Then for developers there are again two certifications, Dev 401 and Dev 501. Dev 401 is the basic developer certification where you need to have the following concepts: build custom application using point and click capabilities. Now the best part of this 401 certification is there is no programming required here. You just need to develop application using point and click capabilities, the declarative side of it, right? Design the data model, user interface, business logic, all these things, everything using the declarative method, point and click. Okay, so 401 certification is more of whether you know how to develop applications using point and click. 501 is where your programming knowledge will be checked, Apex and Visual Force. So for those who do not know, Salesforce uses two programming languages, one is Apex, one is Visual Force. Visual Force is the language which is used for front-end interface design. Apex is the language which is used for back-end logics. Okay. So we can have our Apex used for putting all the back-end logics in the Salesforce, and Visual Force can be utilized for designing the front-end interfaces, right? So 501 is the certification, 501, where these Apex Visual Force concepts will come. Okay. So in case you are planning to get certified on Salesforce, you can get certified on Dev 401, and it's pretty easy to get certified because there is no programming, so no complex thing there, right? And most of the times companies ask for 401. There are very rare companies which ask for 501, right? Then for implementation expert, again there are two certifications, Sales Cloud Consultant and Service Cloud Consultant. So Sales Cloud Consultant is an implementation expert who understands the sales processes pretty well. He should be able to design sales and marketing solutions. And a Service Cloud Consultant is a person who should be able to design the customer support solutions, right? Design contact center solution, customer support solution, cases, knowledge base, portals, these kind of things, right? So that is for an implementation expert. Technical architect that we talked about, he does not need any training, he does not need to know Salesforce and all. He needs to understand the technical architecture solution and from multiple things. So for that there is no training or nothing provided by Salesforce. Basically that is technical architect. You become with your experience. So people with 8 years, 10 years of experience on different platforms, different frameworks, they can go for this, right? So here the questions will be pretty common, so they will not ask any questions related to Salesforce. Other certifications that we talked, those are pretty much related to Salesforce. The questions are from the Salesforce itself, but for technical architect, this is all for your technical knowledge that you have. So those are all common questions, right? So that's about the roles and certifications, right? So that is it. So I think the next thing that you might want to understand is how do you now take your knowledge to the next level? How do you become an expert, right? So that might be the question that a lot of you might have. So you can, to take up the training, you can enroll for a training program. I do training programs from my side, and there are trainings available at different centers also. So you just take up a training program, and end of the training do a certification. Now no matter where you take the training, there are a few things that you need to keep in mind, right? To become an expert, you have to be an expert. Okay. Right now I have more than 20 people sitting on this. Now out of these 20, there can be people who will just listen to it and they will forget it, right? And there will be 1 or 2 of them who will actually in few months time they will become an expert actually in Salesforce, right? So everyone does not become an expert, right? So becoming an expert is something which will come from your end, that does not depend on anyone else. So that is not an external thing, that is something which will be an internal matter, right? So you have to develop interest. I try from my side to build your interest into the subject matter. You have to build interest, you will have to work on the practical side of it. During the training program, I share a lot of scenarios. I will give you scenarios, you will have to show your interest, you will have to build more on that. You will have to go back and talk with your batchmates after the session. So it depends whether you spend your time after your training program, whether you spend time on it or you just come attend, listen to the session, go back. So this is not a TV serial that you come and listen and then go back, right? So So you just have to spend some time after that. You have to do your, hard work. Then you will become an expert, right? So that is one part, your hard work. Second important factor for you to become an expert or to learn it properly, you need a good trainer. That is very important. Nowadays what happens is most of the training centers, I would not say all of them, but at least 99% of them just have some sort of settlement done. They just put some sort of a trainer into place, and they start doing the training program. And that trainer, interesting part is that sometimes these trainers also do not have any practical experience, right? And they start training you from the basics. They will take you 1 month just to tell you the basics and all those things, and by the time the basics are covered, you will lose interest. Practical aspect never comes because the trainer himself is a pretty fresher guy or something. So that will be very important. Choose the right kind of a trainer and the training center. Just don't go by the looks of the receptionist or the counselor that you talk to, right? They might be there might be very wonderful words or wonderful faces that you fall for, but don't go by that. Choose the right kind of a trainer. And one more important thing would be the kind of audience who attends the session with you. That is very important, right? Try to get engaged with that audience, and after the training also try to fix up a time, discuss on the scenarios. That is very important, very very important, right? Because only listening to the sessions is gonna be one way thing. You sitting alone and thinking on the scenarios, that might sometimes become again a little bit boring and all. But if you are able to connect with the other person who attends the session with you, connect with him over Skype. If he is not available, connect with him over Skype. Connect it at 10:30 or 11 o'clock in the night. Half an hour discussion every day. Think of solution. Hey, I came up with this idea. What do you think? Will this work? Right? So 3 factors to become an expert. Number 1, your dedication. Number 2, good trainer, good training institute. Third, take up a very good, try to have good batchmates, okay? That is something which does not depend on you, but yeah, if you are able to leverage that part, that will be really helpful, right? And it's not just that part, that you are able to discuss things with batchmates. If you are interacting with your batchmates, and if you are steadily in touch with them, you also get to build a good network. Some of you sitting here have 8-9 years experience also. There are people who are sitting in this session right now who are working at project manager level, and there are people who are just freshers. So if you are building network, definitely these people with 8-9 years experience can help you at some point of time. So that is something that I'm just saying that. All right. Now that is it. If you intend to take a training program, usually a developer training program takes 4 to 5 weeks, whether you take a weekend session or a weekday session, right? So it depends how do we break the sessions. There are a few upcoming batches that I'm planning to start. Anyone who feels interested can just let me know. You guys have my email ID. So there will be a batch that I would start that will be a weekday Monday to Friday batch, 8:30 p.m. India time. So this will be 8:30 to 10. It starts on 11th of August. There's a morning batch which starts on 18th of August, that is 7 a.m. India time. Okay, this is the weekday morning batch, Monday to Friday. So these are the 2 weekday batches, Monday to Friday batches available. So in these batches, what we do 1.5 hour session every day. We connect for 1.5 hour every day. Apart from these two, there is a weekend batch option which is available, which starts on August 9th. The time will be 8 a.m. IST. Okay. This weekend batch is a classroom or online. Both the options are available, and classroom is only available for Bangalore because I stay in Bangalore. So people outside Bangalore, they would need to connect online only. So for the weekend batch, or you can pick these online batches. And there is one more fast track batch which is on these days, which starts on August 9th, and these are the 2 weekends. So it will get over in 2 weekends, August 9th, 10th, 15th, 16th, 17th. We connect for 8 hours every day and we finish it off, right? For people who feel that they have an urgent requirement, can join this fast track batch as well. right? So these are the batches which are available. So anyone who feels that they are not able to find a better trainer somewhere else, in case you find a better trainer, you have a good guy who can train, who has experience, absolutely fine. Please go ahead, join there. If you feel that no, you are stuck, you are not able to find a good trainer or a good training institute, please feel free to contact me, and you can attend one of these batches, right? So don't go by, some of us are very lazy, right? Some of us are so lazy that they will say, no, I need a training institute which is 1 kilometer or 2 kilometers from my place, and I want to see the sit in a classroom and then learn. See, the classroom training will be very will have a very limited approach, limited scope. First, the trainer who comes to a classroom, chances are rare that this guy works in some company, because people who are working in some company, who have a full-time job and all that stuff, might not have that time to come to a classroom and sit and train. So just for the sake of viewing the watching the face of the trainer face to face, sitting right in front of the trainer and listening to him, who is again not as that, who's not again that experienced and all, that will not be the real reasonable thing. In case you get someone who is training in an institute, sitting in a classroom, and he is really good, go for that. Otherwise, join one of these batches. All right. Now, just one last slide that I have here before I put get into the questions part. There are a few value adds that I provide during my training programs. So this is the slide where I do a bit of marketing for myself. So I hope you guys don't mind it. So I'll just talk on this slide for 2 minutes, not take too much of your time. So what value adds do I provide, or what value adds you need rather, right? So there is a certification assistance program that I do. End of the training, I give you a certification assistance through mock tests. Okay. So what are these mock tests? Mock test is just a replica of the Salesforce actual certification. So which gives you a complete feel of how your certification is going to be. These mock tests are very helpful in your certification. So this is what I do. I provide you some sample resumes. Okay, out of my all this training experience, out of all these years I've trained, I've realized that people get stuck into preparing a good resume, right? Especially the ones who are planning to put some fake experience in their resume, and that's pretty much fine. If you want to put some fake experience, it's absolutely fine till the time you can clear the background verification, right? So the sample resumes thing is there. I provide you with certain sample resumes which help you to build your own resume. So that is the second kind of value add that I provide, apart from the training that we are talking about. I discuss live scenarios during this training program. So during the training program, I discuss some live scenarios. In fact, I do some special sessions where I discuss about a few scenarios. Now, why do I discuss about these scenarios? This is a win-win situation. I discuss about scenarios that I have got from my clients. I told you, right, I have got into an implementation consulting of Salesforce. So I have my own firm. So because I have my own firm, I have requirements also from my clients. This live scenario discussion, when I do, I call a special session. I invite you guys to come and attend that, and there we do the discussion. So I give you that this is what my client is asking for. I give you that scenario. You guys suggest me solution. So advantage that I get is I get to know your perspectives and I get to design better solution for my client. Advantage that you get is you get your practical scenarios in front of you, right, which will help you learn more, and that also helps you go ahead and click interviews properly. Recorded session. Now this is a big advantage that I feel. When you attend these sessions, like today's session, whenever you are attending a session, there are chances that after the sessions are over, let's say 1 month, 4 to 5 weeks, I said 5 weeks of training you did. After that, you started searching for jobs and all. There is a chance that you, in these 5 weeks, you might have forgotten some of the topics that were discussed in the initial sessions. Possible, right? We are not supercomputers or whatever. So these recorded sessions, the concept is, initially I never used to provide these recorded sessions, but then I realized that some of the candidates really struggle after the end of the training. They struggle with the basic concepts because all this time they have forgotten, right? Every day when you are learning new things, the chances are there that you might have forgotten a few things. Recorded session, the sessions that we do, I do a recording of all the sessions and I share the recording with you, right? That is just a value add, not required. I don't think how many people do it and all, but I do it because I want to make sure that you guys learn it. For me, it is not important that you are coming to me to learn and you are just paying the fee and my job is done. For me, as I told you, if you learn it, you should be able to help me in some way. You will be able to help me in some way. When my client requires a resource, you should be available. If I have a project, I want you to work, you should be available. Definitely you will get paid for that, but you should be available for that, right? And that will happen only if you are pretty ready. So these recorded sessions are to boost up your training program. Apart from that, these are simple things. I provide a very friendly learning environment to make sure that you are learning it. You not feel pressurized to come into the session. So I make sure that we are having enough humor in the sessions also. Practical approach, projects to better understand concept. You have opportunities to collaborate and build networks. So this is again one good point. Because in my training programs, we have candidates coming from US, UK, Australia and India. So I have different people coming from different countries, different levels. So you have that opportunity to collaborate with these people, right? And learn more, right? Let's say there is one candidate who is from Siebel background, there is another one from Oracle background, and you are from no background. I mean, you're just in BTech. So you always have, you are learning Salesforce in the session, and if you are doing enough networking and collaboration, you always have the scope of learning a few aspects of other softwares also. That how Salesforce is better than Oracle, why not Oracle? Those sort of things also you can learn, right? And you have the opportunities to enhance your skills talking to others. So that is the thing. So overall, that's about my nice things about me. I think here we are on the question answer session. So this is again where I'll talk about any doubts, queries that you have. So please feel free to ask any of your questions. In case you want, I can unmute you now for asking question. So people who plan to ask question can either type it or can raise their hand. Just type it. I will unmute you and you can ask your question. So you don't have to type full question. You can just say I have a question. That's it. So I think Prachi has a question. So let me hear it from Prachi first. Yes, Prachi. Please let us know your question. Hello.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Tell me. Everyone can hear you.
Do we have to know the languages like C, C++ or Java?
Nothing. In case you know any of these languages, it's fine. In case you do not know, we talk about the languages right from the basics. So this Apex, which we are talking about here, Apex is pretty similar to Java, but it is not Java. So you don't need to know Java. You might have some basic understanding, that is more than enough, workable. So we will start talking about Apex right from the basics in the sessions. Right. So people who do not have that knowledge also, they are also pretty much fine to come. But yes, in case you don't know programming and then you are not even ready to do a little bit of hard work, that will be difficult, right? So people who are not from that much of programming background and willing to learn, they can definitely learn it quickly. Not a difficult thing. Yeah. Any other question you have, Prachi?
One more last question.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I want to ask, I am from a technical background, but then from 7 years I am working as an HR. So how comfortable, would my resume be comfortable for a Salesforce folder? Would it be considered for an interview?
Right. Now that is a very nice question, that if you are from HR background and you want to move into Salesforce. So see, that is again something which we will discuss, maybe once we have started the training program, how we can, twist your resume, because everyone will have a different background, right? and we will need to put something which is relevant to that job. Anyone will hire you only if you are relevant to that job, right? So we'll see how we can actually make your resume more relevant. That is one part. Secondly, the question that you asked, that will your resume be considered? Absolutely yes, it will be considered. You have 6-7 years experience, which means you have good knowledge, right? You understand industry, how things work and all. So anytime your experience has a great value, that also shows when you speak, when you go for an interview, that shows that this person is experienced. So we just have to make sure that we create the right resume and we speak the right things in the interview. We'll have to show the value add to that client. People are ready to buy anything in the market, provided we are able to convince them. So that is the thing. We have to show that some part of your experience, if it can be shown in Salesforce, we'll see how that can be done. And some part of your HR experience also, if we can say that, okay, you at least used Salesforce as an end user or something. You have worked on that. Like we said that Salesforce can have apps for human resource management also. So we will see, we can do that, but it is definitely possible. And you said you are from technical background, right? So you will be able to justify that also. Technically also, I don't think you should have a challenge.
Yeah, sir. And so the last question is like, but you said that we need 6 months experience minimum, but then I don't have any experience in Salesforce. How about that?
No, it is not that you need 6 months experience. It was basically talking about, there are a few clients who want resources with 6 months, 1 year. So 6 months and the fresher is almost same, right? So there are a few clients of mine who currently need 6 months experience candidate, but there are job openings for freshers also. But you will definitely, you have 6-7 years experience, you will definitely not apply as a fresher. I will tell you, the ways in which you can apply as an experienced candidate.
Alright, so that's all, sir. And I am in Pune, but I am interested to join your batch. So how is it possible for me to do? And
so yeah, so there are two things what we'll need to do. For people who are interested, you just have to go back to the email that you received yesterday. My phone number will be there. You just have to give me a call or drop me a message. That will be more than enough. Or drop me an email, and we can then talk on the details and finalize the which batch will be suitable for you, your timings and all those things. I have given you the batch option, so choose the batch option also, right? So that is what we will do. Fine. So maybe just drop me an text message or drop me an email. I'll just have a word with you. All right, Prachi, thank you. I mean, I do not want to discuss those timings and all those things for everyone here, because I understand pretty late for some of you. Don't want to keep you in this session for very late on Saturday. Okay, right. I see one question which is coming pretty frequently. That is about the cost of the training, right? So the cost of the training program for this development training program is 20,020, and that is something which is non-negotiable. So don't ask, I mean, I don't want any other questions to come on whether we can do a negotiation on the fee. So that is a non-negotiable thing. That is a disclaimer that I want to give at the beginning before anyone asks on that. So 20,000, 20K20 is the cost, right? All right. I have a question. Ankit says he has a question. Ankit, please go ahead with your question. Let me unmute you. Ankit Goel.
Hi, Jeet. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Please go ahead with your question.
Okay, Jeet. First things first. Do we actually need to have the certifications to get a job, or without it, it will also do?
A lot of companies in India do not ask for certifications, but some of them ask for it. So, I mean, it depends what kind of a job you are applying for. Sometimes they do not ask for a certification, but if they are asking, then you can do it. And doing a certification is very easy. It's not a difficult thing. Just that you have to spend $200 towards the certification fee.
So it's probably desirable to have certifications to get a better job.
Yeah, I mean that also gives some value to your resume also. Na? If you put a Salesforce certified developer, that adds on your resume as well. So it's okay if you have certification, but still again I'll say that for Indian market, a lot of companies do not ask for certification, so that is an advantage. So in case you do not want to do certification, just keep on applying for jobs. And there is one more thing, certification takes you some time. It takes 2-3 days of preparation can help you do the certification once you are trained. So you can just put Salesforce certified developer in your resume, float your resume, do the marketing. In case you see that this is the company, now you're almost cleared 1 or 2 rounds and you are about to get selected, and they might ask for your certification and all, then quickly prepare for it and do it. So that is the other trick. So hope that helps.
Yeah, perfect. One more thing, if we need to have certification till 401, do we need to have clear 201 and 211 certifications as well?
No,
it's not mandatory.
For 211, 201 is mandatory. So you cannot do advanced admin without basic admin. For 501, 401 is mandatory. You cannot do advanced development without 401, right? And for Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, 201 is mandatory. So that is how the structure is. So 201 and 401 you can do straight away. You don't have to do anything else. There is no prerequisite.
And one more thing, this the fees that you have talked about, 20,000 rupees, that will be what all would be covered in that particular training session?
See, the training program that we are gonna cover or do, we will be covering the. Let me just go back. So after doing this training program, you will have a complete knowledge on ADM 201. You can go anytime and appear for this 201 certification. You can go and appear for 401 certification, and you can appear for 501 certification. So these 3 things we are gonna talk in this training program: 201, 401, 501.
Okay, all these 3 topics will be covered.
Apex, Visual Force, everything will be covered. So you are eligible. I mean, from my side, you can go and appear on any of these certifications, but for 501, definitely you will have to clear 401 first. So these 3 certification topics will be covered in the training program that we are going to do. And
so in this case, I'm not a tech. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, and a lot beyond that, which includes a bit of understanding of the Sales Cloud, Service Cloud consultant also, because we will talk about the solution designs and all those things. We will talk about those, but I don't want you to go for a certification on that. For your knowledge, understanding that part.
Okay, so could we switch between 501 and 211 in the training plan?
211 is switch means I cannot understand. I mean, you want to do
so
this.
I'm not a technical person. So what I understand is, 501 is probably for the technical people, right? And I do not belong to that community. So I'm an all-out a salesperson, for the last 7, 8 odd years. But I do understand, Salesforce for quite, been trying to understand it for quite some time. So I would not be interested in 501. Instead, I would be interested in 211. So is it possible to cover 211 instead of 501 in your training?
Absolutely possible. So that is again a bit of customization that I do. So what I'll do is I will talk to you once after this session. We will have a call maybe tomorrow or something, and I will tell you how we are going to plan that. That can be done. Yeah, there are a few people who do not want to do the programming part, so we can do that. So not 211. I would not suggest you to do 211 because that might not be that helpful for you. But I will suggest you what is going to be more helpful for you, which is the functional side of it. So rather than spending time on 211, you can spend more time on the functional side, because see, you are from sales and you have already done sales, so you can spend some more time on the implementation expert side and learn that aspect of it, right? So I will talk to you on that. Anyone else who feels has a similar requirement, we can talk individually. And I will suggest you what is going to be the good thing for you.
Jeet, do you have any detailed curriculum drafted with you,
Yes.
which you can probably share with us?
Yes, right. I have that, and as I said, whoever is interested in taking up a training program. So this was just for the workshop, right? So whoever is interested in attending the training program, the moment you drop me an email or text me, this thing. What I'll do next is I'm gonna share that complete detail of the training program. That this is what we are gonna cover and all that. Fine. I will definitely share that.
Okay, and I believe you would have a team of trainers with your. Do you do it yourself altogether?
Yeah. So
Strange question, though.
Yeah, and no, I don't see. I don't do too many training programs. That is one, and I mean I do not have any such process where there are too many training programs running. So I just do a couple of training programs every day. Fine, one in the morning, one in the evening. So you might have noticed that there is one morning batch, one evening batch. Right. So I don't train too many people, but because I want to just focus on the quality. And when I do this training program, I do it on my own. So there will not be other trainer who comes and who trains. So all your sessions will be done by me. Okay. So that is how it is. I do not again want to get into that training business because my core is not doing training business. I have training requirement for at least 5 trainers. I can hire 5 resources and ask them to train. But again, I'll be doing the same thing which any training institute does, right? Putting in the freshers and all those people to train. So that is something which I would not prefer to do. So all the sessions that I do, I am going to do it from my side.
Okay, perfect. That's all from my side.
Okay, thank you. I see Rohit also has some question. Yeah, Rohit, please go ahead. Ask, put your question.
No, I'm done, Jeet. Actually, I was having a similar requirement, so I'm colleague with Ankit. So we are
okay. Okay, that's nice. I mean, that is a pretty nice thing if you both do the training program at the same place, and you guys also get to discuss the scenarios and all those things. Pretty fine for you all. I see one question. Thank you, Rohit. I see one. And from Kalyan. Yeah, Kalyan. You have a question? Before you speak, you have to unmute yourself. I think you have muted your microphone from your side. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Kalyan.
The thing is, you might have trained a few people or maybe more, but can we have references?
Can we have, sorry?
Reference to the people who
got trained?
Yes.
Absolutely, yes. So I can provide you references. So just drop me an email. I will share the references. Absolutely fine.
Okay. The other part is, can you also paste your phone number on this chat? I don't have the other email which you're talking about. So
can I? Sorry.
Can you paste your phone number?
That's a very nice thing. I think for people who do not have my phone number, I am putting it in the chat window. Okay, so here is my phone number and here is my email ID. In case anyone does not have that, in case you received the invite from a friend or someone, so you can have that. Okay, so is that, yeah, please tell me.
At what time do you sleep today?
Sorry?
I mean, if it's okay for me to call you right after this session.
Today it will be a little difficult because I will get into a client meeting at 11:30. So before that I will just be doing my dinner and all those. But tomorrow we can definitely talk.
Maybe can I have a time?
Any time after 9 o'clock, whatever time is convenient for you, you can call me. By 9 a.m. I will be free. Tomorrow is Sunday. So after 9 you can call me anytime.
From 12 a.m. So
whenever, after 9 whatever time, after 12 whatever time.
Yeah, so if you're on the class, it's okay for you.
After 12 I will be free tomorrow full day. Tomorrow I do not have anything. Fine?
Okay, fine. We'll meet you tomorrow.
Okay. Fine, Kalyan. Thank you. Anyone else has any question? I see one question from Ram. Ram says any crash course to complete development. So the crash course that I talked about is the one that we have on 9th, 10th and 15th, 16th, 17th. That 15th August weekend we are trying to use for the crash course. Okay. Any other questions, anyone? Prahlad says his previous experience. Oh, okay. In the meanwhile, people who feel that they have, asked their questions and they do not, want to hear to the answers, they can leave. I mean, you always are free to leave, right? In case you want to stay on the session and you want to listen to the others' questions and answers, you are pretty much, okay to do that. But in case you feel that getting late or something, please feel free to leave. Yeah, no Prachi, nothing left from my side, so I'm just going to answer the questions. In case you are done and you are not willing to listen to the others' questions and all, you can leave, no problem. In case you feel like, listening to others, you can stay also. I do not have a say here. Okay. Okay, so I see this crash course. So the crash course question coming up. So crash course is basically for 5 days. So it will be on 10th, 11th and then 15th, 16th, 17th. So it is 8 hours a day from 10 to 6. 5 days we will finish it off, right? And that is what I do when I go to corporates. So I do train for a lot of corporates and we do it Monday to Friday there. But here we are doing Saturday, Sunday and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So you can utilize your weekend and complete the training quickly. Okay. For Bharat Kumar, any training programs planned for Mumbai? So if you are in Mumbai, Bharat, you have to enroll for an online training program. Might not be able to do a training program in Mumbai. I love to. Do I love to, go out and do the training programs, but I don't go out very frequent. Okay. Kalyan has a question, says, what if I am not able to cope up? Not able to cope up with the pace of the training? In case you miss some of the topics, I always allow you to the next batch for covering up those sessions. So I'm again, saying the same thing again. For me, it is not a training business that I want to, do more. I would rather be more interested in providing you a good quality training and making you a good resource. And if you can attend some other batch and get some knowledge, that's absolutely fine. I do not have a challenge. Fine. Okay, Prachi, that question is pretty nice. Prachi says that do you come to Pune or Mumbai? Yeah, so there will be a certain number of candidates which will be required in case we want to do a training program in Pune or Mumbai. I have done that, but that requires a slight certain number. So I think I will talk to you on that offline, whether we can have that kind of a program done or not. Ram, I could not understand your question. It is, can I have existing videos so that I will play or pay?
Pay.
Acha. So you just want the videos and you want to pay for it, right?
Yeah.
That also I have. But why to learn it from videos? When you have to pay, why not learn it, face to face, interactive, talk to the other people, learn it. See, learning is not about listening to the trainer. It is all about doing it yourself. Right. So if I tell you that, okay, how to swim on a video here, you will not learn how to swim. You will actually need to get into the pool. If I tell you how to drive, till the time I don't give you a car, no matter how good a trainer I am, I cannot train you through a video. That is what I feel. But you can have your own thought. Okay, so you're in London, that's fine. I mean, I have a lot of trainees from London, so you can attend our 8:30 p.m. India time. That will be like 3 p.m. for you. Acha, you must be in a full-time job, right? The weekend thing. So I don't know. Let's do this thing. You give me a call, Ram. You are connecting from London, so you give me a call. We can have a word on that. We can see what we can do. Yeah, so we can plan on that part. So in case there is a time clash, we can definitely talk on that part. You have my number, you can call me. Okay, so I think I have answered most of your questions. Anyone else? Any questions that I missed on? See how super human being I am. I was answering so many people's questions, coming directly. So that was just a joke. So any questions that anyone still has can raise a hand. In case we do not have questions, it's absolutely fine. We are good. Okay, so Kalyan, you are fine? Good? I'll just quickly check. I see a raise of hand from you. So Kalyan, did you have any question? I see a hand raised from you.
Yes, Jason, do you have a LinkedIn profile?
Sure. So
can you just
Prahlad, were you trying to ask something? You might have missed on some of your questions. Okay. All right then. So if you do not have any other questions, we can. Yeah, Prahlad, I think you were asking something. You want me to unmute you? Okay, unmuted. Interested to migrate from Siebel to... Yeah, okay, sorry, I did not answer your question. Yeah, you are from Siebel CRM, right?
Yeah, right.
So that is again pretty good for you because you are already in the CRM background. So the only thing that you'll have to do is you'll have to learn the Salesforce side of it, right? And CRM concepts you already have.
Right.
So that is going to be a big advantage for you. In fact, that is what I feel. I have trained a lot of people because Siebel is not doing that good in the market right now, right? I've trained a lot of people from Siebel, and the biggest advantage that you have is the Siebel projects that you have done. You can put it in your resume as Salesforce project because ultimately you have done the same thing, whether you have used Siebel or you say that I've used Salesforce. So you will have that big advantage that you can put the projects. I do not know how the background verification thing we will take care of. That we will talk, but you'll have a big advantage, I think, and you will be able to learn it very quickly. You will be able to relate things. So that is the thing. You already know the requirements. You already understand the CRM aspect of it, right? So I feel you should definitely go ahead and make a career into this. So Siebel is not doing that good in the market anyhow, right? It's always fine if you go ahead and try to make a career into that. Okay, so that is it from you, Prahlad?
Yeah, right.
Okay, fine. So I just see a few more people here. So quickly just check. Kalyan, we are fine. Okay. Bharat, we are fine. Prachi is there. Prachi, I think we have talked. Prahlad, we just talked. Ram, you will give me a call. Ravindra. So Ravindra, do you have anything that you wanted to ask? Hello, Ravindra, I cannot hear you. Are you fine? You have any questions? No? So Ravindra has 4 years of experience. I think there is some issue with your microphone. I'm not able to hear you properly. So no problem. We can take it, offline. We can talk over the phone. Subodh, anything from you? I think I'll talk to you over phone. We have talked earlier also, right? So Subodh, I think we will talk over phone. All right then. I think that is it. Thank you all for attending the session. And there is one raise of hand. This raise of hand is from Kalyan.
I will ask you a question on the platform for earlier. I just asked you about your LinkedIn profile.
Sorry, who is that?
I asked you about your LinkedIn profile, right? For that time I raised your hand. I'm still waiting for your profile to be good.
Is anyone trying to talk to me or how is it?
Yes, I'm trying to talk to you. What I asked is your LinkedIn profile.
Who is that? Sorry, I'm not able to get your name.
Oh.
Okay, that's Kalyan, right? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because there are a few attendees still available and I was not able to, see them. Fine. Yeah, so I will share the details with you once you just drop me the email. Fine. All right then. So that's pretty fine. Okay. So thank you all. Thanks for attending.